Good morning. I am Radhika, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of IT from the BVRIT College. Today I am here to give the idea about the basic structure of C language. So if you see the basic structure of C language, it contains 6 number of parts mainly. First one is documentation session, second one is link session, third one is definition session, fourth one is global declaration session, fifth one main function session, and last one is subprogram session. So what is the need of documentation session? What is the benefit we are getting by using documentation session? Documentation session, it is used to give the information about our program. Information means what is the program we are writing and what is the name of the program, what is the author of the program, and any other comments if you are willing to give to your program. That time we can take the support of documentation session. To give the one line information to our program, there we can use two forward slashes. To give the complete information about our program, that means more than one line, that time we can use slash star, and comment should be end with star slash. Second one is link session. Link session is always used to link the header files to our program, whose header files are required to execute our program. Third one is global declaration definition session. So here definition session is used to define the variables and initialize the variables. So whenever as a user you are willing to specify the any constants to your program, that time there we can take the support of definition session. So definition session always used to declare and initialize our variables, and what variables you can fix to your program, those constant variables also we can define by taking the support of definition session. So let me move to the fourth session, that is global declaration session. So in this session, global variables are defined which can be used throughout the program. So if you are willing to specify any variables, that variable should be need to use for throughout the program. That time there we can specify those variables in the global declaration session. So main function session is used to define variables and to write the executable statement. So main function session mainly contains two number of parts. First one is declaration part and the second one is executable part. So what is the usage of declaration part? Declaration part is always used to declare the variables. What variables you want to take the support for the program. So that time we can specify those all variables in the declaration part. When we move to the executable session, in this session only we can mention all the statements what are the needed to print on the screen. Let me move to the user defined session. This one is the last session in our C program, basic structure of our C program. It defines, user can define his own function to perform particular task as per the user's requirement. So users can able to specify any one function or more than one function happily by taking the support of user defined function. So if you observe the structure of C program, mainly we are having 6 number of parts. First one is documentation session, second one is link session, third one is definition session, fourth one is global declaration session, fifth one is main function session, and the sixth one is subprogram function session. So here if you observe this structure of C program, already I mentioned all the parts in our C program. First one is documentation session. So documentation session always used to give the complete information about our program. So writing about the details. What are the details we specified? So for example, in this example, I have written 4 lines of comment. That is the reason comment should be start with slash star and should be end with star slash. Program name. program to find out the area of the circle and other name. For example, I considered Raman Ansari, date. Here we can give the date of our program also. For example, if you go for the link session, hash includes stdio.h and hash includes conio.h. So in this program, I am willing to specify two number of header files whose header files are required to execute my program statement. So I am going to link these header files by using link session. Third one is definition session. So if you observe the find out the area of the circle, their pi value is constant. So we cannot change it in our program. That is the reason I am willing to specify the pi value in the definition session to fix that value to my variable, that is what? Pi. So when I come to the global declaration session, so here happily you can declare the global variables. So what variables you are willing to use throughout the program, and you can also write the function prototype declaration. So what are the functions you are using? By taking the support of sub function. So fifth one is main function session. Here declaration part and executable part. Two parts we are using. Declaration part is used to declare the variable. So if you observe the area of the circle program, R is the input. So to declare that one, I have used declaration part, and to print enter the radius statement on the screen, and we are reading the R value, finding calculation part area equal to pi into R into R. So and after that I am willing to print the area value on the screen. So whatever statements are required to complete our program, those all statements you can specify in the executable part. So when I come to the sub function, here as a user I am willing to print just message on the screen. So my sub function name is message function I am using. Return type I am specifying void. That means this function does not return any value, and inside of this function I am specifying two statements. So this sub function, and we can take more sub function. These two statements I am willing to print from the sub function on the screen. So happily you can specify that function name also inside of your main function session. So this is the best example according to our structure of C program. In this function, in this program, I specified all the session names. So how can I conclude my structure of C program? So always I am telling that my structure of C program should contain 6 number of sessions: documentation session, link session, definition session, global declaration session, main function session, and sub function session. To say sub program session. Even we are having 6 number of sessions, mainly we can use main function session. Rest of all other functions are optional. So here main function session, if you use, you are able to write the C program. So link session and main function session, by taking the support of these two sessions, we can write number of program. Rest of all other sessions are optional. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.